Is up, everybody? We are back for another episode of Palm City Chucks. This week, we're going to be recapping week 6, making our predictions for week 7, and I'm going to keep this intro short because I am excited to get started with this Thursday night game. Eagles traveling to New Jersey to take on the New York Football Giants and dropping that 34-17. Chris, your thoughts?
Thoughts are rather negative. Yeah, it was crap, man. It was really bad. And I was also juggling the Phillies postseason game as this was happening, in which they got eliminated. So it was honestly one of the worst nights for a Philly sports fan. But yeah, the Eagles they did not look great at all. And it's a shame. I mean, clearly a more talented team than the Giants, but not that night. And there was no answer for Mr. CTE Scatabo at all. I mean, he had a career night. I mean, 3 touchdowns, just ridiculous. But yeah, there weren't really many bright spots for the Eagles either. It really was a bad game. We had some injuries too, which never helps, but we were without Jalen Carter again, and this time not due to spitting. So that's a win, I guess. And Quinyon Mitchell left this game too, I mean, that's crucial as well. But when we're talking about the Giants, without Malik Neighbors, you're not really concerned with the wide receivers. So it's not really much of an excuse. The Eagles needed to get this win. It was a short week. I mean, it was for them too, and it's away. It's a division rivalry game. I'm trying not to put too much on this game, but yeah, I'm a little scared. I'm scared of what this means for the birds. I really am. But division craziness, this is considered the mini bye. I mean, you get a little extra time off playing on the Thursday, so hopefully they can right the ship, but definitely concerning.
We talked about it a little bit last week, but I was mostly surprised because this is 2 in a row now for the
Yeah,
Eagles. That
yeah.
that caught me off guard. I really didn't think that they were going to drop 2 in a row.
Yeah, yeah. We talk about that a lot on this pod, what really good teams do. And like, yeah, it's okay to stub your toe every once in a while, but to do it back to back weeks and especially this week, I mean, losing to the Broncos, that sucked too. I mean, it's another team I think we're better than, and we were at home and we had it. I mean, we were up 17-3 in that game and blew it. And then now you play a division rival that you're definitely better than. And yeah, they smoke you. It's not even a close game, really. It sucks, man. It really does. I don't. I think a lot of it is kind of just division rivalry craziness. Like I'm not quitting on the birds, but it's certainly not looking like the team I thought we were.
Yeah, I mean your offense just really continues to struggle
Yeah, and
mightily.
I can't wrap my brain around it. I really can't. I mean, we have so much talent. It's like, and everybody's hating on our coordinator, and rightfully so. I mean, because you have that much talent, how is it not working? And maybe it's just yet again another coordinator change that this Eagles offense has to deal with, and it might just be taking longer for them to adjust. But I don't know. I mean, it's a guy who was under Kellen Moore last year. You'd think he would, you know, copy copy and paste for the most part. And that's not happening. And it's concerning. It's not looking good. I mean, we saw it against the Broncos. AJ's upset, the receivers are upset, so then they don't give Saquon the ball as a response. And then this week it's disjointed. It's just, they're just throwing it together and they're just hoping for the best. They're not planning. And it's the NFL. I mean, you could be playing the Giants. It doesn't matter. You need a freaking plan. Like every team has talent. It's just there's levels to it.
Yeah, no, I agree. Eagles definitely the better team than the Giants, but got to give credit to the Giants here. They looked pretty
They
good,
look
to be
good.
honest.
Dart looked damn good too
He
for
did, but
being a rookie.
I think he's
I
moved
mean,
up to number 1 on my rookie rankings for quarterback so far this year, even with only 2, 3 starts. Can't quite remember under his belt. I think he's number 1 for me right now.
yeah. Yeah, I'd say he has to be.
Yeah, I mean, Cam Ward's been garbage. Gabriel, nothing super impressive in his first few starts here. Who else we
Yeah,
got? That's
that's it.
yeah, I think that
I
might be
think
it.
so.
Yeah,
I mean, we will see Shador eventually, but for now, that's
eventually.
it.
Not looking forward to it, but yeah, I mean, Scatabo, crazy man, crazy. I mean, he continues to prove me wrong. I'm
I wouldn't say
yeah,
that.
eh, fair point.
I'm still a firm believer in like it. He's definitely doing better than I thought he would, but I thought he was going to be solid for a little, and then I think it's just kind of fizzle out. But yeah, I mean, for now it's not fizzling. But I am curious if the refs are going to respond to what a lot of people are saying on the internet, because I mean, the guy is spearing on a lot of runs, like he totally is, and like to make it um a comparison with the Eagles, Saquon in a game this year literally got fined like 23K or something for a run that wasn't even that egregious. Like he did lower the head a little bit. Saquon's like, or Scadabo's straight up spearing guys, and they're just letting it fly. So I wonder how long till that gets addressed. I mean, granted, typically that's just going to result in fines. It's not going to actually impact the game. So regardless, I mean, the Giants are going to have a good running back, and he might contribute to some wins. But I am curious if they address that because I mean, people are freaking out online.
We'll see. We'll see. I mean, one thing that's for certain is that Scatabo has no regard for his own personal health. That
No,
is
yeah,
for
none.
certain.
He's
Like,
awesome. He's so fun to watch. I love guys like that. It's just, I wonder if there's a spot in this league for a player like that in today's NFL.
not for long, as
Yeah,
you've alluded to. I mean, he's going to find his neck in trouble if he keeps running like he is. I mean, there's no doubt about it. These college boyos and NFL boyos are not the same. You do that one time, hitting the wrong guy, you're toast.
yeah,
It's like, and that's going to be that. But we'll see. But I got to give credit to the Giants here. Looked pretty excellent. They were home divisional matchup, as you said, but the Eagles never had a chance in this game.
no, they didn't.
And you mentioned Phillies losing on the same night, Flyers losing on the same night. You know the only other town that's had that happen previously? Philadelphia.
Yeah,
Now times two.
yep,
Yeah.
1983. I know the
Yep.
stat all too well.
I believe it. But yeah, I mean, the Eagles really got to figure something out on offense. I'm not sure if that's the coordinator goes more copy paste. He's not convincing me that he can because, as you mentioned, they were running the ball, they were winning games. They tried to throw the ball, they were losing games. They didn't really do either in this last game well.
Yeah,
Jalen had his first truly bad game in a long time, in my opinion. I
yeah,
think you know my stance and that he's good most of the time. Like, okay, is not the reason for the loss. He certainly did not help in this Giants game. I thought he had his first like bad game in a while, broke his
yeah.
no
You're right.
interception streak.
Yeah, it has been a while, but I think you're right. It's like the first time he's had a negative impact on a game in a long time, which is a good thing. But I mean, you still hate to see it, even if it's creeping up every once in every few years.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there. Like I said, we'll see. It's tough. I'm not a big Jalen guy in terms of him winning games, but I do believe firmly he often is not the reason for a loss. That is 100% true.
Yeah. Well, and also he just doesn't do it. Like that's part of
Yeah.
why this is whack. I mean, the guy's record is insane, and it's starting to turn the other way with this losing streak.
Yes, we'll see. I mean, you still have got all the talent in the world on that team that nobody can deny that me, a big Eagles hater, as you know, I can't sit here and deny that they probably have top three at worst talented rosters in the NFL, and
Yeah.
that's an at worst. So well, I'm sure they'll turn it around. There's not a ton of competition in your division overall right now, especially given Giants, the state that they're in, they probably want to believe after winning two games now that they've got a shot at something. They don't. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Commanders, we'll get to that later. Dropping another one.
Yeah.
Cowboys. I mean, their
Same
defense
deal.
is awful. Might have one of the
Yeah.
best offenses in the league right now, but they can't play defense for shit. So Eagles are still in an okay spot, but they do need to right the ship quickly, or it could be a 2 years ago scene where it's one and done in the playoffs.
Yeah. It's starting to feel that way, man. And that year was brutal. Boy, I'm glad we didn't have the pot up and running.
Yeah, first year on the pod, winning a chip for you was fortunate to say the least.
Yeah, yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, let's move on to the next game here, the London game, the last one of the
Ugh,
London series. Broncos taking on the Jets, and my goodness, this game sucked.
brother.
This game sucked,
Dude,
honestly.
if I'm on the Jets defense, I'm putting in my 2 week notice. And I don't even know if that's a thing in the NFL, but I'm doing it. What the hell do they need to do to get this team a damn win?
No,
My
I
gosh.
agree. 45 passing yards, 45 is
Yeah,
ridiculous. At that point,
yeah,
you can't even say that Fields played horrible. They just three and out. The schemes were terrible. Broncos were all over him. The opportunities weren't there. Fields did make a couple bad throws to Garrett Wilson. I will say that for sure. A
yeah.
couple that were off target. But there
And
wasn't
just the
the
timing.
opportunity to even pick up the yards, to be honest. Like, if he made
Yeah,
every throw that he could have, he probably would have had 100.
yeah. Well, and the pressure was unreal. Like you mentioned, 45 passing yards, but when you factor in the sacks, they literally were negative on passing plays, negative yardage in an NFL football game. Insane.
9 sacks for that Broncos defense.
Yeah,
9.
yeah. But yeah, Fields, I mean, you have a point there. They're not giving him much help, whether it's the line or just, the Broncos secondary being that good. But I did see a few plays, like even at the very end, they still have a chance to win this thing. And on that fourth down, the third down that led to the fourth down, which led to yet again another sack. That third down play to Wilson, Wilson's wide open. You got to get that ball out, man. And he took his time and made it a way more difficult play and got Wilson hammered pretty good too on it.
No,
And
yeah,
yeah,
I'm
that's
I'm
just not the way
definitely
to do it.
not trying to take away any all fault from Justin Fields. There's definitely some fault that lies there. Like, there were some iffy throws, but he didn't really have an opportunity in this game to be great either, in my opinion. But the
Yeah.
Broncos, on the other side, they've got to be really disappointed. This Jets defense has not been good through the first 5 weeks coming into this game, and they really struggled to put up 13. Almost dropped this game, had every opportunity to drop this game. I want to
Yeah.
go
Really
to
should have.
the end of the first half when the Jets were right around midfield, like 30-ish seconds left, and they just let the clock run. What are you doing? Aaron Glenn, my
Yeah.
guy. What are you doing? Come on, man.
Yeah.
It just comes back. The highlight of the season is still Aaron Glenn celebrating a returned blocked field goal and no wins. When
That's
does the
just
first
bad.
one come?
I mean, and to your point about the end of the half there, like, what are we doing? Like, that is absolutely no balls. Like, you could have a rookie quarterback, and I want you to try for something there. You got all the time in the world when you're at midfield, especially with the kickers today. My gosh, you need like freaking 15 yards, not even 10 yards. Get it
Yeah.
done.
No, I totally agree with you, man. That was a let and then to lose this game by two. To lose this game by two. And it seems like he's losing the locker room a little bit too because Garrett Wilson was fired up when he realized what was happening there. He was very angry, immediately sought out Aaron Glenn. So he's not doing himself any favors there for star players that are on the team.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, I mean, so Broncos get the win, but I think they've got to be disappointed with this result. I do love looking at they
Definitely.
struggled so much against the Jets here and beat the Eagles the week prior. That's a fun little comparison to
Yeah,
make.
honestly. I mean, you're riding such a high. You give it the Super Bowl champion their first loss weeks into the season, and you were away when you did it, came back to do it, and then you lay this dud. I mean, they're lucky to escape with the win here, for sure.
No, 100%, 100%. Jets will get one, but I'm not
Yeah,
sure
I
when.
think so too. But yeah, I don't know when.
Yeah, but all right, let's move on to Cardinals Colts. Colts pulling this one out 31-27. Cardinals generally looked better with Jacoby Brissett under center, in my opinion. That was interesting. Jonathan Taylor continues to be an absolute animal. Absolute animal. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, he's amazing. He is so fun to watch. So explosive, and he does it all. Great pass catchers as well. But yeah, Brissett, I mean, he's one of the best backups I've ever seen in the league. Like, and he bounces around team to team, and you just know if he gets a shot, you have a shot. at winning the game. And yeah, they had a shot in this one. It was close the whole way. They totally could have taken it. Yeah, Colts hold them off.
Colts, very interesting pregame, though. What are they doing? Anthony Richardson fracturing his orbital bone with some band work.
Yeah, with the band.
Tarvarius
Yeah.
Ward ending up with a concussion, colliding with a teammate during some pregame drills. I don't know if you saw that. That was a pretty nasty collision, too. Like, it was
No, I didn't see the
it was
collision.
bad. Like, the man got effed up for real.
Jeez. Hate
But
to
yeah, so
see that.
at home with how the Colts have been playing this year, I got to be kind of disappointed as a if I'm a Colts fan, I'm a little bit disappointed by this performance. Happy to get out with the W as always, of course. That's what ultimately
Yeah.
matters. But I think a lot of things need corrected here for them.
Yeah. I mean, when you're riding this hot, you get a target on your back too. Like these teams really want to go in there and pull the upset. So the Colts managed to hold them off. I like it, honestly. I knew this one was gonna be close. I actually dabbled with picking the Cardinals here. I mean, yeah, no, I'm not that insane. And even the next one we're going to talk about, I dabbled with that one too, and it would have been another heartbreak for me. So I'm glad I'm taking into account which Kool-Aids I'm drinking nowadays.
That's good. The Bengals really taught you a lesson early in the
Yeah.
season.
Kind of thought about them too, not gonna lie.
Honestly, with Joe Flacco, I did
Yeah,
also think about
it
them
gives them
against the
some
Packers
spice.
because Flacco already beat the Packers on the Browns. So there's that.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, Packers don't look right. We'll get to them, but
Yeah,
yeah,
we'll
they
get to
they
that.
don't really look right.
Let's move to that other game you alluded to. Chargers traveling to Miami to take on the Dolphins, pulling it out 29-27. Injury ridden.
Yeah.
Oh, pull it
And
out
that
against the Dolphins. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's exactly why I almost went Dolphins here is the Chargers don't have an O-line left. I mean, they lose Slater, they lose Alt. I mean, the depth coming in. I think Becton missed time too, like at guard. Like they're really hammered on the O-line. Both running backs down. We saw Vital pop off this week though, and Haskins didn't look too bad himself. But yeah, I mean the team's just really injured, so I was I was close to pulling the trigger here, but I did stay with the Chargers and they pulled it off and it really did come down to the end here. I mean, Dolphins took the lead really late. I think they Chargers had like a minute or two to work with and they managed to get it done and Dicker, Dicker the kicker ain't gonna miss.
Yeah, I know. Without Quentin Johnson too, rolled out
Yeah.
like with the hamstring injury, so they were really in trouble, but managed to pull it out against what is a terrible Dolphins team. And I have to say, I've got to comment on this. I don't love Tua's attitude in his post-game press conference. There's something to be said for being like, well, I'm criticized, but at the end of the day, I get to go home, to my family, and they all love and appreciate me, and that's great. We all know that's true, but let's talk about the game at hand here. Like you
Yeah,
are
that's
a multi-million dollar NFL quarterback, my guy. We know
yeah.
you're gonna go home to your family and be loved. That's why they married you. Your kids are gonna love you. We don't care about that right now. What we care about is the
Yeah.
game. You should be upset. You should be upset. So the lack of emotion there, I didn't really love, to be
Yeah.
honest.
I agree, and you look at his pressers as of late; they've all kind of been that way. He's very quick to deflect and just kind of almost change gear of the question. Like he doesn't want to answer these questions because I mean they're hard, difficult questions, but I mean people want to get to the bottom of this collapse because I mean Dolphins. You go back 2 years, they were elite, absolutely elite. And last year they were okay and solid at times even. And then now this year just a steaming pile. So yeah, people are gonna grill you about it. It's you don't just bring up your family as a deflection. Like that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about the X's and O's.
Yeah, because what are the reporters supposed to say to that? Honestly, you can't
Right.
come back and try to fire back and deflect on that. Then it makes you seem like an asshole. You're
Yeah.
stuck. Like, and he
It's like
knows
that's
that.
great. That's great, Tua. I make 35,000 a year and have been divorced twice. Like, thanks. Let's talk about football. Like, come on.
That's good. But yeah, so Dolphins drop another one there. But let's move on to the Browns traveling to Pittsburgh, take on the Steelers. Steelers pulling this one out 23-9. The defense really controlled the game here, did enough on offense. They did try. I talked about this last week. They did try to get DK Metcalf more involved, and he had 4 catches on 9 targets, 9, I think, being his season high. All 4 go for over 20 yards. So I
Yeah.
appreciate that they finally, started to do that. He catches a touchdown for the 4th straight game. So DK's really finding a home there in Pittsburgh. And the Steelers just have the easiest path to a division win now. The
Yeah.
easiest path to a division win of any NFL team in this year, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, Lamar, Burrow, both out. I mean, Lamar's going to be back eventually, but they've dug themselves quite a hole. And yeah, Burrow's out for the foreseeable future, basically. But I mean, now they got Daddy Flacco, so that could get a little interesting, but probably not. If Steelers do what they're supposed to do and win the games they're supposed to win, which is pretty much what they do, as I've said a million times on this pod, they just win the games they're supposed to, and they'll end up 500 or better. And that's what they do. So if they continue to do that, split these division games that are going to start heating up, I mean, the division's theirs. It's theirs to lose.
Especially like with how the season has gone so far, it would be a disappointment in my opinion, even with Lamar coming back, with the hole that the Ravens have dug that you alluded to, if the Steelers don't go and win the AFC North. Might get closer. The
Yeah.
Ravens will go on a run when Lamar comes back. I don't doubt that at all, but they've created a lot of space here, and that's valuable. Steelers shut down Quinshon Judkins for the
Oh, yeah,
first
they did.
time. Judkins found no room. Had
That was
like
gross.
12 for 36 or something like that. Really
Yeah.
bad. Not great. Judy, couple drops, not great either. Really, their entire offense was just not
Yeah.
great.
Actually, yeah, to your point, a lot of drops because I saw Fanning drop a few and their other tight end too, and Joku. Yeah, I saw drops everywhere, and that's not helping the rookie out, especially against a defense as good as the Steelers. But yeah, I mean, I thought this one was going to be a lot closer than 23-9. This gave me one possession vibes, and yeah, that was not the case. The Steelers complete control.
Yep. Moving on to our next game, a game you'll enjoy talking about here. Cowboys taking on the Panthers in Carolina. Panthers pulling this out 30-27 to move to 3-3 on the year. A bit of a surprise, some tangible improvement from them so far.
Did they drug test Dowdle? Because I think it's in order. I mean, the guy is like, I haven't looked it up, but it's got to be like historic, his last two. I mean, he was pushing 200 in both. He went over 200 in one of them, but the
He
other
went
one
over
was like,
200 in both total.
he
Total,
did. Okay.
like
Wow.
total from
Total all
scrimmage.
purpose. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, just rushing alone, I mean, it was over 200 in one of them and then like 180 or something in this one. Crazy, crazy work. I
Uh,
wonder what they're gonna do when Hubbard comes back. I mean, I think the best thing to do is just dual back tandem. I mean, run them both heavy and just let Bryce Young be a game manager. Don't and I mean that opens up play action and that helps the quarterback out a lot too. But I think what they need to ask of Bryce Young has gone down a lot with the emergence of Dowdle.
Let Bryce Young take the Jalen Hurts role, is how I would put it.
Yeah, why not?
Honestly,
Why
I mean,
not?
yeah, I mean it's a working formula for the Eagles, so why not?
Yeah.
But Dowdle, in my opinion, Dowdle's got to be just with how hot he is right now. He's got to become the RB1. Whether that's they rotate between and Dowdle gets a few more touches than Chuba, or Dowdle is like your bona fide running back one. I don't know what it is. It's unfortunate for Chuba because he wasn't bad either, and it's
Right.
to lose your job to injury. But Dowdle has just been so good
Yeah.
these last 2 weeks that you cannot stop using him heavy. You can't.
Yeah, and to counter that point, I mean, the defenses they've gone up against have been pretty bad. So I'm not saying Hubbard would have done what Dowdle did, because what Dowdle did was quite amazing, but the defenses were kind of weak. So I don't know. I don't know if I take his job because, like as you said, it's due to injury, which that's always kind of a shady thing. But I mean, Dowdle's popping off, so regardless, he needs more touches. I mean, call it whatever you want, whoever gets RB1, but I want like a 50-50 split.
Yeah, I personally I think it'll be a 60-40 in favor of Dowdle. I don't think that they'll just, put Hubbard in the doghouse. He definitely doesn't deserve
Yeah,
that.
right,
I
right.
think it'll be 60-40 in favor of Dowdle. I mean, the guy has just short of
Yeah.
500 scrimmage yards in the past two games. Like, that
Yeah.
is absurd. I'm pretty sure he's up to
He's
third
probably
or fourth on the rushing list in the
I
NFL
was
with
gonna
two
say
starts.
he's probably over Hubbard's total just in those two
He
games.
is. He is. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's third or fourth in the NFL right now in rushing yards. He's only like 140 behind Jonathan Taylor, who has four more
Wow.
starts than him. Yes. No,
And has
he
been balling
cooked.
out.
Yeah, no, he
That's
cooked,
crazy.
bro.
That really puts it in the perspective there.
Yeah. But
That's wild.
Panthers, like I said, 3-3. Interesting. They're playing better. They're playing a lot better in a NFC South that is, in my opinion, the Buccaneers to lose. If the
Yeah.
Panthers keep playing like this and can take away their really bad games, there's a chance they could challenge for a last wild card spot. I don't think I personally see that happening yet, but it's not out of the realm of possibilities.
Yeah, it's certainly not sitting at 3-3, but because they are 3-3, I had to take a little peek ski at that remaining schedule, and yeah, it's not so friendly. So I think they're lucky to squeak in with a wild card this year, but certainly a win on the season if they continue on this path of just getting better. And we also saw Ted McMillan get his first touchdown of his career, and then he got his second touchdown of his career too. So that's pretty dope.
Yeah, no, that was good. He had 3 catches in this game. I think one of his lowest
Yeah,
totals
but they
on the
were
season,
effective.
but 2 touchdowns. He did
Yeah,
also have a big drop though early on that led to a Bryce
yeah,
Young interception, which was unfortunate. But Panthers 6 games into the season, only 2 games away from their win total from last year. So things are looking
yeah,
up in Carolina.
yeah, for sure. Keep
And the
pounding.
Cowboys, on the other hand, cannot play defense at all. They cannot play defense. It's embarrassing. And on the other side of the ball, Dak's killing it. George Pickens has been insane
Yeah.
since CD has gone out. Absolutely insane.
Yeah, and I think we've learned a lot about Pickens with CD out because just the type and style of play they're using him for. It's things I didn't know he could do. I mean, they're using him more in the intermediate, more in the safe, possession receiver type role, and then you still have that big playability. I mean, we saw in this one he took a slant the distance, and anytime you have a guy that can do that in the NFL, I mean, that's a player you want to keep around.
Yeah, very true. But let's move on to another game here. Seahawks traveling to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. Seahawks pull it out 2012. What were your thoughts?
I mean, this is about what I expected. I knew this was going to be a tough one. I mentioned it last week. It was one of the toughest games to pick on the docket here, and we both went Seattle, and we both were correct on this one. But yeah, I knew it was going to be close, maybe a little lower scoring than I expected, but I figured for a one possession game, and that's just what it was. It was a dogfight. But yeah, no miracles for the Jags this week. No no sack yourself, get up and score moments.
Yeah, receivers really showing out here. JSN continues to ball out as the Seahawks wide receiver one. Just an absolutely excellent game. I think it was like 10 or 11 for 160 or something like that. Just
Yeah, it was a
really,
great
really
game.
great. And Trevor Lawrence, I'm sure to your
Yeah.
pleasure, finally realized he has Brian Thomas
Yeah.
Jr. on the
Yeah.
same team as him. So that was great.
Yeah. It's really cool. Did you see what Travis Hunter did to Brian Thomas Jr.?
I did not.
So they literally so Lawrence hucks up like a 40-yard bomb to Brian Thomas Jr. It like ricochets around. Brian Thomas Jr. then catches it, runs it the distance, like we're literally talking a 60-yard touchdown play, and uh Travis Hunter lined up offsides.
Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. I thought it
So
was something more
bad.
serious than that, but no,
Oh,
the
that was extremely serious. And we're talking a one possession game. I mean, oh man, I was hot because if the folks aren't putting it together, I have Brian Thomas Jr. in fantasy, so that sucked.
Yeah, that's fair. It wasn't great. I did see that he had a long touchdown called back for that. I was just assuming it was, Travis Hunter had words for Brian Thomas Jr. because he was jealous or something like that. But
He probably did. Let's say he did.
yeah, that's fair. Classic Kadarius Toney lineup offsides.
Yeah. Like you don't see that one often. I mean, you're checking with the ref. I mean, we
You'd
learned that
think.
in middle school ball, man. You point over to the ref and you say, "Am I Gucci?" And he says you're Gucci, and then you can play football. Like, where was that? Oh yeah,
Travis Hunter, not a wide receiver. Jags will learn it eventually.
yeah.
I
One
will
of these
say it
times
again and again.
he's gonna line up at wideout in a cornerback stance, and I'm gonna be so happy. It's gonna be awesome.
That would be great, honestly. But let's move on to the back half of our docket here. We had the Rams traveling to Baltimore to take on the Ravens, and I was kind of surprised that the Rams struggled so much on the offensive side of the ball, but unsurprised with how much the Ravens struggled on the offensive
Well
side of the
put.
ball. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the injury for the Ravens is not just Lamar. The defense is withered away to nothing. And this Rams team, they did lose Puka early in this one, but
Came
even
back
so,
though.
oh, I didn't even know he did. But that's actually great. I was worried he was hurt. But yeah, the Rams couldn't get it going. The Ravens were in this thing for the longest time. But yeah, never could truly get their offense going. They didn't even get a touchdown. I mean, 17-3.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. Cooper Rush, I actually thought he would be okay as the backup quarterback there. I didn't mind his stints as the backup for Dak in Dallas. I didn't think he was awful. He wasn't anything
Yeah,
special,
he
but I think
seemed
it
all
was
right.
awful. But he has not been great in these past two games for the
No.
Ravens. I mean, he has played two tough defenses, like to your point earlier about Dowdle playing some easy ones. Cooper Rush has played some tough ones in the Texans and the Rams.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I think he will be sitting on the bench again when the Ravens do come back from their Week 7 bye.
Yeah.
I
They
think
did
Lamar
go
will be
to
back.
Yeah,
Tyler
Lamar will
Huntley.
probably be back, but Huntley, yeah, did end up finishing that game. Which I like Huntley. I don't know why the Rush signing was even necessary. I thought Huntley was a decent backup for Lamar, especially if you want to run a similar play style to when you have Lamar. But I don't know.
Yeah, then we got moving on the Patriots taking on the Saints, and this was a close one, but Patriots pull it out 25-19 and now sit atop the AFC East. And we kind of talked about this a little bit at the beginning of the year. We thought the Patriots would be better. I didn't think they would be fully back. I think you were along the same lines of thinking as myself, but they are playing really, really well right now. And, this week they didn't get much out of Stephon Diggs. They didn't need him to. Didn't target him much. Demario Douglas and Kayshon Boutte just went off at the receiver position. Continue to struggle at the running back position, though. I think if they really want to get serious, they've got to figure out what's going on back there. Ramondre cannot hold on to the ball, bar none. It just continues to fumble. I don't think Henderson has looked great with his touches. I think I mentioned this last week on the pod, but Vrabel can't really believe in Henderson either because with Ramondre's fumbling problems, you would think you'd immediately go to your backup a little bit more because it's not like he's putting up crazy numbers either, Ramondre, and he
Right.
still refuses to give Henderson the ball. So I don't think Vrabel's loving what he's seeing out of Henderson. I wonder exactly what that is. Would love to get a little more info there. But I think they've got to figure out the backfield situation to keep up what they're doing for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I agree. But I agree and I don't because if Drake May keeps doing what he's doing, I'm never running the ball again. Wow. Wow, does he look good. I mean, he's in the record books as far as consecutive games with a passer rating over whatever. I think it's straight up 100, but I mean, it's literally him and Brady, which is funny and terrifying, but at the same time, really don't want to deal with another one of those. But yeah, May has looked phenomenal. And to your point, he's getting everybody involved as far as the receivers go. And I mean, tight ends have had their games too. Henry's had some good games. But like this one, Diggs was rather quiet, but Butte just freaking got it done. And yeah, he's just, he's playing the game. And that's what I love to see. You're not just feeding Diggs because he's Diggs. It's just, you're open, you're getting it. Here it comes. And I like it. I think you got to simplify the game as much as you can, and a lot of people don't do that. And it's really nice to see a second year player doing that.
On the other, side of the ball there, the Saints, Alvin Kamara saw more of the field than I expected. I mentioned it last week. I thought maybe we were starting the official transition to Kendre Miller and prepared to move on Alvin Kamara. That certainly didn't happen. Not many touches for Kendre Miller this past week. Chris Olave looking like Spencer Rattler's favorite target for sure. He's a very target heavy receiver, not getting much down the field, but they do have Rashid Shaheed on the same team, so understandable. The
Right.
guy is blazing fast.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm
Yeah.
not sure what to think of this Saints team. They're not winning games, but they're not getting blown out ever. They're really not. It's kind of surprising, and I really think they've got to there's gotta be a breaking point for them in the season where they do decide to officially move on from Alvin Kamara. Not just moving to Kendre Miller, but getting some trade value back for Alvin Kamara, which we talked pretty
Yeah.
extensively about last week. But hopefully that's gonna be soon. I mean, the Chargers we talked about being a possible landing spot, but then Vidal, as you mentioned, he showed out this past week in his starting spot. So not sure that that's the case anymore. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with the Saints, but I'm impressed that they're not really ever getting blown out. They're in just about every game.
Yeah. They really are. And honestly, kudos, credit to the Saints because I mean, I even still look at this roster. I'm like, where's the talent? But clearly they have some because they're staying in these games against some of the time some legit ass teams. And I mean, we mentioned the Pats on their way to being legit, and yeah, the Saints are right there. And credit to Rattler too. He's definitely growing. I mean, it's not the same Rattler we saw last year. I don't think he's an answer long term by any means, but he's certainly doing better than I thought he would.
I agree. I agree. He's very emotional in the game. I think that's the main thing holding him back right now. He's definitely very emotional and reactionary. So we'll see if he can address that a little bit, and then he could become, in a league with 32 teams. I could see him being in the top 32 quarterbacks in the NFL. Securing a starting spot. But I agree for a team that wants to try to win something. I don't think that he is the answer, and I still think the Saints will dip back into the quarterback pool come this upcoming draft.
Yeah. Yeah, it
Well,
only
let's
makes sense.
let's move on to the next game here. The Titans traveling to Las Vegas to take on the Raiders. Battle of two absolute shitters. Raiders come out victorious 20-10. And my Cam Ward, dude, what is going on with this guy? What is going on with this guy? That I haven't seen anything so far this year to convince me. He had his one cross-body throw
Yeah,
to Alec
that's so
Ayamanor for a touchdown, and that's about it. I mean, I messaged you as soon as this happened after it popped up on Red Zone, but driving late in the game, third down, or I think it was third down, you have one job, you're already in field goal range, one job. Get the first down or don't lose the ball. Don't turn it over. What's he do? Throws a fucking pick and takes his team right out the game just like that. That was that. That
Mhm.
was it. Um,
Yeah.
so I don't know what to think of Cam Ward here, but I have not been impressed at all.
Yeah. I mean, with rookie QBs, you'll have plays like that, or you'll have weird decisions throughout. But it seems like Ward is literally doing all of the bad that you see rookie quarterbacks do. Like typically, it's you get this bad negative flaw of a rookie quarterback, but you don't get all of them, and that's kind of how it's looking for Ward. Like his decision making seems very rookie, and yeah, it's just a mess, honestly. And the guy has a lot of talent. I still believe he can turn this thing around, but I mean, it's getting tougher to believe as the weeks go on because you're not seeing any growth either. They did fire their coach this week too, so I don't know. Maybe they're just showing it on him as the blame guy or the scapegoat. But yeah, I mean, we'll see with Ward. It's an ongoing process. I mean, we're 6 games in. He has the majority of his rookie season left, so hopefully he can turn it around.
Yeah, we will see what happens with the rest of the season. I might be being a little bit harsh on him, but I'm not seeing even a glimmer of hope so far. It's Caleb Williams struggled a lot in his rookie year last year, but you saw glimpses pretty
Yeah, there
often.
were
You saw
glimpses.
glimpses. I'm not seeing that so far with Cam Ward.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. We shall see. But Raiders, Ashton Johnson's looking better with each coming week. He went back to his Michael Myers stance 2 weeks ago, and ever since then has been playing really well. I thought that was funny that the coaches were on him saying, "Yeah, we're going to talk about that, make him go in an actual running back stance," and he was honestly terrible for that
Yeah.
set of
Well, it
first.
was specifically Chip Kelly, which who the hell likes that guy? Come on now.
Former Eagles head coach, maybe.
Ah, terrible times. I hate it. LaShawn McCoy, Deshaun Jackson, Jeremy Maclin, all gone
Yeah,
for
that's fair.
nothing. For Kiko Alonso and a bag of chips.
I did love me some Shady McCoy. I'll be honest. I did love Shady,
Man.
but it
Yeah, I bet
wasn't
you love that
McCoy.
snow game.
That snow game was good. It was pretty good,
Yeah.
but we don't
Did
have
they
to talk
play in
about
that
that.
again?
I couldn't tell you. Some
Yeah.
team in blue.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I know. But yeah, Raiders get another win here, but only 20-10 against the Titans. Still not looking like their season's going to have much of a turnaround. But let's move on to 49ers Bucks. Bucks win this one 30-19. Star of the goddamn show. Star of the goddamn NFL. Baker goddamn Mayfield, bro.
Dude,
Watching this guy is a sensation. I love watching Baker Mayfield.
I
He's
do
got
too, man.
nobody to throw the ball to. Nobody to throw the ball to now. His
Doesn't
top
matter.
4 wide receivers are out come the end by the end of this game. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Dude, I want to watch that 3rd and 14 run that he had on repeat. I mean, the guy is just such a football player. And people say that about guys, and they're lying to you because it's Baker, and Baker is like in a class of his own when it comes to this. He is just he's willing to do anything for his team. It's just so fun to watch. I love Baker, and he freaking beats the Eagles. I freaking love him.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
I'm
but I
so
mean, your point.
conflicted.
That run was amazing. Apologies to my girlfriend. She does listen. Will not like what's about to come out of my mouth next, but I don't know if I've been as turned on in years watching that Baker run, man. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness. It was
yeah,
something, dude.
yeah. I think we can speak for everyone and say we all had a little movement.
That's true. But yeah, I mean, Buccaneers still looking good. I'm really loving that I had them at the top of the NFC. Liking that a lot because once they get these guys back healthy, what is stopping them? They don't have Bucky Irving either. So
Yeah.
like top 4 wideouts, no Bucky Irving. Rashad White's filling the role quite well at the running back spot. Sean Tucker
Yes.
also scored a touchdown this past week. You have for the receiver spot, you have Tez Johnson. This was really hilarious. I don't know if you saw this yet, but he caught that deep touchdown and they were chanting
MVP chance.
MVP,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Oh, I didn't do nothing," and his teammates go, "Bro, Baker threw you the ball." So,
Yeah. Dude, that just made me think he's an idiot, honestly. That was
yeah,
my takeaway.
no, I agree. Like, how did your brain actually go there? There's no way.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. But yeah, that's so funny. He's like, I didn't even do nothing all year.
Yeah,
Like,
and
no, you didn't.
the big news for the 49ers is, besides, dropping this game, is Fred Warner now out for the rest of the season, which is a very, very big loss for them. He is one of the best, if not the best, backers in the game, and this is going to hurt them for sure.
Oh, yeah. Huge loss. Huge loss. This is them losing McCaffrey, but on the defensive side of the ball. Like, this is huge. He is that defense, really. I don't know how they fill that void now. It's definitely going to hurt them, and honestly, I'm here for it, but I wish it was under better circumstances. I love Warner. He's a dog.
Yeah, I hate to see some guys get hurt, even if they're on teams you
Yeah,
hate.
totally.
I would hate to see, for example, Saquon go down, or
Yeah.
Penn State, connection there. So we'll go even like, AJ Brown or Devontae Smith. It would suck to see them get hurt.
Yeah, can we use different players? I don't even like talking about this.
Had to. Hey, it's a team that I most openly despise the most. So it's where I
No,
had to go to make the
it's the
connection.
Packers. How about we talk about Josh Jacobs getting hurt, huh?
Okay, sure, sure. Well, I mean, we're moving on to that game next.
Actually,
Actually, yeah, Bengals
I just
taking on the Packers, but
I just realized you have the entire Packers backfield in Dynasty, so it wouldn't really hurt you that
yeah,
bad.
exactly. I do have like the entire Packers backfield, so there is that. But yeah, Bengals traveling to Green Bay, taking on the Packers, dropping this game 18-27. Packers, there was a chance. Like you, did have some interior thoughts last week that were like, I don't know, Flacco could do this twice. And the Packers have not looked very convincing since those first couple weeks. I haven't seen a lot that's been very convincing outside of Josh Jacobs. And if you actually dig into the numbers, I want to talk about this a little bit. Josh Jacobs' efficiency has not been great. He is scoring a lot of touchdowns and putting up a lot of yards, but I'm pretty sure he's running at an under 4 yard per carry clip or just above 4 yards after this last week. So it's been very inefficient touches as well. So interesting, something to look out for there.
Yeah. Yeah, they certainly don't look right. I mean, a lot of these teams in the league are just kind of waving around. I mean, it's hot streaks, cold streaks, middle streaks, but yeah, the Packers don't look right. I mean, the way this one started, it kind of felt like the Packers were gonna blow them out of the water, and then I mean, the Bengals had a shot in this one, and they really shouldn't. I mean, adding Flacco is definitely huge for this offense, but the defense is still rough. I mean, a team like the Packers at home should have no problem here, and it was getting a little dicey at times.
Ruff is probably putting it kindly when describing that Bengals defense, to be honest. And I don't know if you saw this either, but I think my favorite moment from that game was Flacco tries to go to Jamar Chase. The defensive back knocks it down, mocks him by doing the gritty in the middle of the field. And the very next, I think, I don't know if it was the very next play. I could be wrong there. Someone speak out my ass. But shortly after that, Chase goes in for a tutty and does the gritty right away. And it's like, dude, what were you thinking?
Yeah.
What were you thinking?
It's so funny when certain players just poke these stars. Like, don't poke the bear, man. You don't want to awaken these guys and piss them off. Just be happy they're quiet. Like, don't piss them off because they won't stay quiet.
All right, let's move on to Sunday night's a game that I am not super thrilled to talk about. But honestly, this loss for the Lions against the Chiefs dropping at 17-30 is I'm kind of feeling about this one like you felt about the one about the Broncos. Obviously, not ideal to lose, but I'm not super upset about it. Couple things here to point out. I'm going to start at the end. I'm going to open this by saying what Brian Branch did at the end of the game after the whistle blew, unacceptable. No ifs, ands, buts about it. You can't do it. Probably deserves to get a suspension. Selfishly, I like that he's appealing so that he can play against the Buccaneers and then miss a different game. So I'm just going to say that. But can't do that. I agree with what Dan Campbell said there. That's just not who we want to be as the Lions, and you can't act like that. What I don't love, and what has made me pretty pissed off at the Chiefs, and I don't mind the Chiefs typically, but their comments after the game kind of piss me off. Is they're trying to pretend like they're taking the high road, like they didn't also. They probably said a lot of shit that led to that moment. So let's not pretend that you were like, oh, Patty Mahomes specifically said we play between the whistles. Bull fucking shit, brother. What do you mean, man? You could even tell by Brian Branch. He didn't want to really get into it, but he literally said they're bullying me out there between plays. So I don't love that the Chiefs tried to take the high road and act like they were all innocent while still maintaining the position that Brian Branch should not have lost his cool like he did. But you could tell he was not I mean, he right away was heading towards Juju. Juju was clearly talking shit. Ironic for a guy that didn't do anything all game. Um, and he walked right by Patrick Mahomes, who was trying to dap him up, which definitely was one of those, like, yeah, I was just talking shit all game. Try to dap me up, brother, at the end of the game type of situations. Not great. Just don't love the Chiefs tried to take the high road there. Whatever. Lions lose, you got to maintain your composure. Let's go to the Jared Goff touchdown that wasn't. Many things
Whoa!
wrong with this. Many things wrong with this. First off, you learn in Pee Wee football to establish yourself as the quarterback, you have to actually get under center. Did Jared Goff ever actually get under center? No, no, he did not. He did tap the center to let him know that he was starting his motion out to the left, but in my opinion, never established himself as a quarterback under center. Whatever, I could listen to arguments otherwise. You know, he was close, standing behind the whatever, I guess. You know, I'll listen to that. What's really, really wrong with this, and why I'm very pissed off about this, is Dan Campbell after the game. So, by the way, illegal shifts, not a reviewable play. Not reviewable. Just want to make that clear. Play goes, no flags thrown. We're going for like a minute and a half after the play. These referees are talking, and the referee goes over and tells Dan Campbell it came from New York. Illegal shift. That is not allowed. That is simply not allowed. If you miss it
Huh?
on the field, you miss it.
Yep.
Sorry. I don't even think it was an illegal shift because, like I said, and Jared Goff said after the game, he never actually got under center. That is not something that he did. So I think it was clean, in my opinion. But even so, even if it's not, maybe read the rules, even if it's not, that penalty cannot come from New York. What are we talking about? It changed the whole complexion of the game. It's just like the freaking Cowboys play. Two two seasons ago with Dan Skipper at left tackle, where it's like, oh, this guy eligible. So very annoying to see that continue to happen. So that situation really upset me, mostly for the fact that they told Dan Campbell it came from New York. They
Yeah.
don't
Well,
love that.
it's really just plain and simple. It's not reviewable.
Yeah,
Done. Done. It could have been a flag. Great. Throw the flag. You didn't throw the flag. It's done. You can't review it and throw a flag. Like, it's ridiculous.
and
I
that
was hot as fuck about this, and I'm not even a Lions fan.
yeah.
And I picked the Chiefs to win this game, and I was pissed.
So that definitely changed the complexion of the game. But ultimately, what this came down to was the Lions' offense just struggled to execute. Honestly, the first drive, only getting a field goal out of it after being on the goal line, not great. Can't do that against the Chiefs, especially because credit the Chiefs. You're not going to love this, but I think you'll agree is that the Chiefs are looking better and better with each week. And every week that they have at least Xavier Worthy in the lineup at right wide receiver, they look pretty damn good as an offense. And they're going to be getting Raji Rice back this next week. So
Ugh, I'm
I don't
terrified.
think that I can say that the Chiefs are. I made a comment a few weeks ago. I was like, Chiefs a little bit better than the Browns. Well, I take that back. The Chiefs they look pretty excellent these days,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Dude, that Rice connection Mahomes had with him last year, like, if that comes back and is that, and this, more meshing with Worthy that we're seeing too, they're going to be terrifying. They're going to be back. And
And
it sucks.
yeah, one thing also, I hope Lions fans that were shitting on Terrion Arnold also notice that when he left the Bengals game, we started giving up a lot of passing yards. He wasn't here for this Chiefs game. Really struggled on defense. So while he does get a decent amount of penalties, it's improving from when he first started last year, to be clear, but still a few. He clearly makes an impact on the wide receiver one of the other team. That has to be clear after this last game and a half at this point, because the Lions could not stop the Chiefs offense. I'm getting sort of concerned about Aiden Hutchinson. Last point I want to make. He has not looked the same this year since coming back from that injury. He has been mostly a non-factor. He's jumping off sides far too often. So I think for the Lions are going to be fine. I really like they're going to be fine. They'll figure it out. But for them to reach the heights that I was alluding to, I think last week when I was talking about how I felt about them beating the Ravens, like Hutchinson does need to figure something out. We need to get consistent pressure against the quarterback. It's got to happen.
Yeah, I agree. And this is kind of big time future, but do you want to pay Hutch?
I mean, it's hard to say, right? If you asked me that question before his injury last year,
Oh yeah, it's
absolutely.
100%.
Bring him the
Yeah.
fucking Brinks truck.
Yeah.
With what I've seen this year, Not so much. Like I said, I've been very underwhelmed. He's not even really getting pressures, let alone sacks, but he's not even really getting pressures on the quarterback. They're just sitting back there comfortably. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Lions definitely have a lot to learn and improve. It was kind of a little bit like week one, bit of an offensive dud. It wasn't great. But against the Chiefs team, Chiefs were home, so don't hate this loss. But let's move to the Monday night games. We had two of them this past week, both of them pretty exciting. One for the fact that the Bills lost
Yeah.
14-24 to the Falcons. That caught me by surprise. The boy Bijan Robinson absolutely popped off. He's an animal, absolute animal.
Uh, Yeah, he's amazing. I mean, what he can do running the ball and catching the ball, it's insane. He's just such a weapon. I mean, we've been begging for this for years for the Falcons to get that usage rate up, and this year they're finally starting to do it. Drake London got involved a lot this week too, which was good to see. He's kind of had some duds, which I mean, a lot of people chalk that up to Penix not playing great the past few weeks, but coming off the bye week, they pull off this win. I mean, they got to be stoked. And as an Eagles fan, I feel so much better about our loss after the Bills also dropped too. And it's Josh Allen too. I mean, he's going back like 2, 3 years ago, Josh Allen. Like he's making some questionable decisions with the ball and he's putting it in harm's way.
Yeah, the formula for both the Patriots and the Falcons in their wins was stop James Cook, bottle him up. And they did that, forced Josh Allen to try to win the game himself, and neither of these past two games was he able to do so. So kind of
Uh,
interesting there.
yeah, it's
But
not the
like you said,
strategy you would think teams would take, but hey, if it's working.
yeah, but like you said, Bills dropped two in a row as well. As I said earlier, Pats now sit atop the AFC East because the head-to-head with the Bills. Very interesting. But let's move to our last game of the week, the later Monday night game, excuse me. Bears traveling to Washington, D.C. to take on the Commanders, pulling it out on a last-minute, last-second field goal, 25-24. First thing I gotta say, good for Jake Moody, man. Good
Yeah.
for Jake Moody. 4 of 5 from the field and kicks the game winner. Good for him.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was a late call up too. Like I don't even think he was throughout practice in the week and everything. I don't think he was their guy to be kicking balls to that night. And yeah, they move him up last minute and he is a game. And yeah, I'd say good for him too. I mean, the Niners really I feel like it was a quick pull.
I was gonna say the exact same thing. I think it was a very quick pull
Yeah,
on
very
Moody.
emotional.
Like he was what first game of this year I think, and he went 1 for 3, and he missed a 27-yarder, which that's pretty bad for an NFL kicker. But I mean he's hitting at about 80% clip. That's certainly respectable for an NFL kicker. So I think that was a very very quick hook as well. So good for
It
him.
was. Yeah. And I mean, they drafted him in like what was it, the
Third
third or
round.
fourth
Third
round? Yeah,
round.
really early for them to do that. But yeah, whatever. Niners be ninering. But yeah, happy for the Bears here. And in a game where Adunze really didn't get it going, and they were relying on him a lot in the early part of this season, and they didn't this night, and they still got it done. Caleb looked pretty good, and yeah, and Daniels on the other end with the costly turnover late, and that really was the difference in this one. But otherwise, a really good game.
No, it was a game. DeAndre Swift had an excellent game. I
Yeah.
think Caleb Williams a bit unfortunate as well with the late drop by Alameda Zacchaeus. I don't know if you saw that, but that boy probably had a 90-yard touchdown on a little short crosser. Hit him right in the chest, looked up the field, never secured the ball. So that was unfortunate for Caleb, but he's looking a little bit better, a little bit more put together now. I think 3 wins in a row for the Bears.
Yeah.
So Ben Johnson, I think, is starting to take his hold on this Bears team here. I don't know if you saw this either, but DJ Moore pulled a Travis Hunter and also lined up offside on what would have been a pretty nice throw, getting called for that. And they originally called it on the defense, reversed it to call it on the offense, and I thought that was funny. I think Caleb was complaining to Ben in his helmet, and I don't know if you saw this clip, but Ben had his play sheet up, but it wasn't really covering his mouth, but it was so clear. He said in his radio, "Shut the fuck up." I'm
Hilarious.
serious.
I
You
can't
gotta look
think
that up
of
after the
you.
pod,
Shut
man.
up. That's so
Yeah,
funny.
no, that one was funny. So I thought that was good. But yeah, good win for the Bears here. I still maintain my position that I don't think the Commanders are that great this year, and I don't think that they really will be. But we'll
Yeah.
find out. But with that, that wraps up our Week 6 recap portion of this podcast here. So let's move into our Week 7 picks. Quick recap of last week, how the picks went. Both of us going 11-4. Pretty good. Pretty good. Moving myself to 57 out of 93. Chris 63 out of 93. Not bad at all. 61.3% hit rate for myself, 67.7 for Chris. Quite an excellent record there. We like to compare against the ESPN experts to see how we're doing against what most folks consider the pros at this. Chris 11-0. He is beating all 11 of their weekly pickers, and myself, after being 1-7-3 last week, with this 11-4 week move up to 6-4-1. So pretty excellent here on Palm City Chucks compared to the experts. Let's keep on moving in the right direction because I'm closing in on the rest too. I am not
Yeah.
far. I am not far.
Just
There's a
don't
bigger
close in
gap,
on me, brother. That's all.
and
That's all I
we'll
care.
see. We'll see. I will say I do have a couple spicy picks this week. I think we're gonna have an okay amount of differences, but let's
Okay.
get right into it and find out what those are. Week 7, Thursday game, Steelers taking on the Bengals in Cincinnati. I did go back and forth on this one for a little bit, but ultimately, you alluded to it earlier. This is a game that the Steelers should win. So I went with the Steelers here.
Yeah. Yeah, I went Steelers too. I mean, nothing Joe Flacco can do as a former as a former Raven and Brown can surprise these Steelers. So, yeah, I got Steelers.
Yeah, one thing I do want to say there is Joe Flacco was pissed at the Browns for trading Joe Flacco to the Bengals within in the division. I thought that
Oh,
was
yeah,
really
Tomlin. Yeah,
funny. Yeah,
Tomlin was
Tomlin was
pissed.
pissed. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, took a shot pretty
He
pretty
was
directly
cuz
at the Browns GM.
he did. Yeah. I mean, he chalked this up as a free win probably, and now all of a sudden it's dicey.
Yep. But let's move on. Rams traveling to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars, and I actually went with the Jaguars here.
Yeah, I also went Jags here. They just really have looked impressive to me. And the Rams, after last week, especially, like, not looking so great. And they definitely just, I'm concerned. I mean, the Niners night game, too, like, and even the Eagles game. I mean, all games they probably should have won, and they just didn't. I mean, they did win last week, but against a handicap Ravens squad, and that wasn't so pretty either. The Jags have looked good every single game. They haven't won every game, but they're solid. And I'm not sure why, but I'm rolling with it.
Yeah, same feeling I had, man. But let's move on to the Saints traveling to Chicago to take on the Bears. And I did go Bears here, right in the hot hand at Chicago. But as I mentioned earlier, I wouldn't be surprised if this is a close game. And knowing the Bears, I really wouldn't be surprised if this is one the Saints take. But I did
Yes.
take the Bears here.
Yeah. I had the same exact thought process. I mean, I went Bears all said and done, but yeah, I totally could see the Saints stealing this one. They're just competitive and in every game. And in a close nail biter game, I mean, the Bears just seem to find a way to lose. I mean, obviously, they did win a nail biter last week against Washington, but just historically, the Bears just aren't a great team in those moments. So if they don't keep the Saints far away, this could get dicey.
I agree. I agree. Next game up on the docket, we got the Dolphins traveling to Cleveland to take on the Browns. This one was a toughie for me. Honestly, this one was so tough. Um, Dolphins offense definitively better than the Browns. Dolphins defense definitively worse than the Browns. Really 50-50 toss-up in my mind, but I decided to go with experience here, and I sided with the Dolphins taking this one.
Damn. I thought we might have a difference here, but I also went Dolphins. Yeah, I think until Gabriel shows me a little more, or Shador when the time comes, it's really tough to win a game when you're not getting enough out of your quarterback. And I know that's kind of ironic to say that when we're talking about the Dolphins and Tua, who has looked really bad and has probably had, I mean, just about every interception he's thrown this year are like mind-numbingly, why did you throw that plays? And he throws it right to the defender. I mean, make it quick and easy for a pick six. We can get right back out on the field. But yeah, I'm going Dolphins. I agree. I think the experience will be enough. But yeah, I mean, it could definitely go the other way too.
I really thought that was going to be one we had different. Toss-up, Browns are the home team.
Yeah,
I really
that's
didn't think you were going Dolphins.
yeah. I love a home team. I don't love a rookie quarterback who hasn't done it yet.
That's fair. That's fair. Up next, we got the Pats traveling to Tennessee to take on the Titans, and I've got the Patriots here. This one was easy for me.
Yeah. See, you don't want to go for a rookie quarterback who hasn't done it yet. Neither do I. Pats.
Then we got the Raiders traveling to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs. Another easy one for me. Divisional matchup, but Chiefs are at home. Much better than the Raiders here. I got Chiefs.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, Chiefs are starting to heat up. So yeah, they're going to be a tough out, and I don't think the Raiders have enough. I mean, they will probably play them tough. I mean, this division matchup year after year, it doesn't matter how bad the Raiders are. They seem to always give them a tough one. But I don't know if it's this one in Arrowhead.
Yep. Then we got the Eagles traveling to Minnesota to take on the Vikings, and boy oh boy was I freaking tempted. I was tempted.
So was
Vikings
I.
coming off Vikings coming off a bye, rested, but the Eagles do have the long, layoff here, so kind
Mini
of a
bye.
mini bye.
Yeah.
Um, so I did go Eagles here with the amount of talent on that team. They've got to right the ship at some point. I guess I decide that'll be here.
It's a good time to do it, and it's against a team in recent history where we get out of ruts against this team. We really, stretch our legs and get a big old lead against the Vikings, but I don't know if it's going to happen this year, man. I was really close to going Vikings, but I went Eagles just cuz honestly mini bye was really the main reason. Last year, Eagles started 2-2. We had a early bye week. Nick Sirianni shaved his head, and everything was great. So I'm hoping this year, mini bye week, Sirianni shaves his bush, and then we right the path. But I don't know. I just grasping at straws here. I just want the Birds to be right. It's just a game they should win. So let's just freaking do it. Let's stop getting in our own way.
I'm curious who plays at quarterback for the Vikings. I'm not sure if JJ's back healthy or not, but
Yeah,
interesting.
it's up in the air for now, as far as I could tell. But yeah, I think he could come back.
If he
But if
does,
it
I
is
think you're in a
Wentz,
better
that would
spot.
be interesting. Oh, definitely. I don't want to face Wentz, and who knows what he thinks of the Eagles. I mean, I would hope he would love his time. He totally contributed to our first Super Bowl win ever. So I don't know. I hope it's all love, but I just don't know.
Who knows? But up next on the docket, we got the Panthers traveling to New Jersey to play the New York Jets. Um, I actually went with the Jets getting their first win here. This would just be such classic Panthers to drop this game, honestly.
Yeah.
And at some point, the Jets got to win. I don't think that they're going to have an 0-17 season. I really don't see it. I think this is definitely a game that they could grab.
Yeah. Yeah, you mentioned it earlier when we were recapping. Jets, a team that will win eventually, but when? I don't have them doing it this week, but boy, was it tempting because it doesn't get much better than playing the Panthers when you're at home. But this is also not the Panthers team we kind of expected going into the season. They're looking good, as we said, 3-3, kind of turning it on as of late. So I'm gonna ride with the hot team here, and I'll go Panthers.
Sure, I'm pretty sure the Panthers are 0-3 away and 3-0 at home, though. So that also did contribute to my
Yeah, I
my
think that's
pick
right.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. I could see this one going either way for sure. Then we got the New York Football Giants traveling to Denver to take on the Broncos here. And I've got, so the past two teams that have beaten the Eagles in the past 2 weeks match up now. Kind of
All
hilarious.
right. Not really.
Yeah, I think so. And I got the Broncos taking this one. I think they had a tough week against the Jets last week. I think they bounced back a little bit. I think it'll be closer than many people expect. I think the Giants are feeling themselves a little bit, but I think that may also find themselves getting into some trouble because of that with possibly some turnovers. So I've got the Broncos here.
Yeah, I got the Broncos too. I think they can use last week as a wake-up call, even though they did squeak the win out. But yeah, I think they should have no problems here against the Giants. And I like your shout there. Possible turnover frenzy for New York. I could totally see that happening. Broncos defense finally being what it should have been at the start of this year. So I like the matchup.
All right, next up we got the Colts traveling to Los Angeles to take on the Chargers here. This one was really tough for me. Chargers are home, but they are really hurt. They're really hurt. But losing Charvarius Ward is not nothing for the Colts. That does hurt. They struggled last week against the Cardinals with Jacoby Brissett there, and ultimately, I actually did side with the Chargers here. I'm sticking to my guns of Chargers topping the AFC, and if that's going to happen, this is a game they need to figure out how to win, even with the injuries.
Yeah. I mean, the injuries are just, they're too much, in my opinion. As I said, I was tempted to pick the Jacoby Brissett Cardinals over this team a week ago. So I'm certainly going to pick the Danny Dimes Colts. So I did.
I'm
Colts.
pri- I'm pretty sure the Cardinals played the Colts last week. You were tempted to pick the Jacoby Brissett Cardinals against the Colts, um, but yes, the Dolphins played the Chargers last
Or
week.
the Dolphins. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
right. I was
yeah,
tempted to pick against both
yeah.
of them.
That's
Yeah.
fair. That's fair. I
Whatever.
definitely.
Just
That's
copy and paste Dolphins and same thing.
that's fair. I'm actually probably taking Jacoby Brissett over Tua if I'm being honest, but
Yeah, I mean, so far this year with what we've seen, I mean, smaller sample size for Brissett, but yeah, for sure.
yeah, we'll see. I definitely wouldn't be surprised if this is one I do get wrong. It's more gut feel for sure. But moving on, we got the Commanders traveling to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. And sticking along with my theme that I just don't think the Commanders are going to be that great this year, I did end up going with the Cowboys winning this one, especially after a disappointing loss to the Panthers last week.
Yeah, I mean, both teams coming off a loss definitely makes it tough. A little bit of a shorter week for the Commanders, but I just loathe the Cowboys, so I ended up picking with my heart, which it lies with the Commanders of all teams this week.
Your heart lies with whatever team is playing the Cowboys.
Yes.
That's it.
Yep.
All
It's
right, let's
easy code to crack.
yeah, let's move on. We got 4 games left here. Packers traveling to Arizona to take on the Cardinals, and this one was tempting. This one was really tempting, as I mentioned earlier. I haven't been super convinced by the Packers and what they've been doing the past few weeks, but ultimately they are the better team. They are more talented, so I did go Packers here.
Yeah, yeah, I went Packers too, but yeah, there's some major concern there. They haven't looked right, but yeah, the Cardinals are just they're kind of dumpster fire vibes lately. So I'm rolling with the pack.
Next, we've got the Falcons taking on the 49ers in San Francisco. This one I found very difficult. And for me, it came down to that Fred Warner injury. Fred Warner's healthy. I'm taking the 49ers here. No Fred Warner with how the Falcons played this past week. I'm going Falcons.
Yeah, yeah, I had the same logic here. I actually originally had Niners, and then as I'm looking through it, I'm like, I can't. I mean, he's just too important to that team, and it's too new. I mean, a week or two goes by, you're dealing with the absence of Warner, maybe, but it just being the next week, I couldn't do it. And the Falcons beating the Bills certainly helped too. I mean, the Falcons kind of immediately kind of become legit if you take out the Bills. So Falcons is who I rode with.
That's fair. We got 2 games left. The Buccaneers traveling to Detroit to take on the Lions. And while we just glazed Baker earlier and this Buccaneers team, and I mentioned I think they're going to win the NFC, be the 1 seed, blah, blah, blah. Something's got to give at some point, right? And what better week to decide that that's going to happen than when they're playing my boys in what needs to be a bounce back week? So ultimately, I did go Lions here at home.
Yeah. I went Lions too. Night game at home. Need a bounce back. I mean, you said it. And we've said it before. It didn't work out for the Birds last week, but good teams don't like to lose back to back. They got to, wash it out, rinse it, and they do so with a comeback win this week. And I'm right with you. I think the Bucks aren't going to have a lot of losses this year. They very well could be the 1 seed, but hey, if you lose to the Eagles and the Lions and that's it, that's pretty damn good.
Not bad, not bad. So to your point, before we jump to this last game, since the Eagles did drop 2 in a row, and you mentioned good teams don't like
And the
losing in a row,
Bills. What
does
the
that
hell?
does that mean the Eagles and the Bills are not good teams? You willing to cede that?
Of course not. I mean, he said it. We're Eagles specifically are top 3 talent team in the whole league. So they're definitely a good team. It's just, I mean, shit's not driving, but we can't go back to this. I'll just fucking go. Um, but yeah, and the Bills are gonna be fine too. They just are.
I still think they'll win the AFC East, but that's a different subject. But let's move to the last game here. This was an easy one for me. Monday night, Texans traveling to Seattle to take on the Seahawks here. I picked the Seahawks so fast.
Yeah, yeah, I did too. Texans just aren't what I thought they were at all, and same goes for the Seahawks, but in reverse. I did not realize how damn good that defense is. I knew the secondary was solid, but the whole team is playing really well as a unit. I shouldn't even just single out the defense. The offense is too. Darnold looks great. JSN totally emerges wide receiver 1. We kind of figured that would happen, but all this other stuff coming together at home, one of the toughest places to play, and it's a night game. Come on. I'm going Seattle.
That's fair. That's fair. So we ended up with 3 differences on the week.
Yes, and I hate it.
I thought we were gonna have 4, maybe 5, but I'm not upset with 3. I really did think you were gonna go Browns in that Dolphins-Browns game, and I thought you might go 49ers in the Falcons-49ers, but I was less confident in that, knowing your feelings about the 49ers. But I do like
Hey,
I'm
I'm not
feeling
an
good about
emotional
pulling a game
picker. What
back.
is this?
I know.
I'm
I feel
emotional with my teams. That's it. But I don't like this, folks. 3 different, and I have the away team in all 3. I don't like that.
I'm feeling good about picking up a game this week. I don't know that I'll sweep. That would be massive for the program, but
Man,
I feel good about
yeah.
picking up a
I'm
game.
I'm sitting up 6. That would suck, dude.
Chop it in half in 1 week, baby. Oh,
Yeah. I
oh.
mean, I already view this as it's wide open. It's just too early in the season. But you pull that off, we're in some serious trouble.
We'll see. We'll see. But all right, with that, everybody, that wraps up another edition of Palm City Chucks. As always, we appreciate you all for listening in. Thanks for hanging out with us. Please like, subscribe, comment, let us know what you think, and we'll be back with you again next week.
Later, PCC!